The other night, I was watching the Super Mario Brothers movie with my kids, and overall, it was a fun, enjoyable, entertaining family movie night. But I noticed this theme that I've noticed in many modern movies that has started to get under my skin. And so I wrote this article to help me flesh out my thoughts of why is this getting under my skin so much. In Super Mario Brothers, Princess Peach never needed to be rescued. She was the one who was strong and competent and actually training Mario. And others have noted this as well. They call it the Mary Sue trope. And I'll leave it to my betters to unpack that trope more. But why have we moved so far away from this classic storytelling theme of rescuing the beauty? And so what is it about our modern sensibilities that resist that? We can go all the way back to stories like in the Iliad, where Helen of Troy said to be the face that launched 1,000 ships, where men were willing to go to war for her. Even in Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, where we have the prince with his true love's kiss awakening the princess. Or in Cinderella, where the prince is willing to search the entire kingdom to find Cinderella. But in our modern storytelling, for some reason, when the prince is saving the day, rescuing the beauty, that doesn't sit well with us. And why is that? I think a lot of our discomfort with this motif is that we assume it's about weak women needing strong men to save them. But I think that's too shallow of a read of the theme and why it has endured. That we're reading our modern sensibilities and preoccupation with gender roles back into these classics that were not there to begin with. And I think we miss something important, something vital when we flatten out the storyline just to convey a relationship between men and women. I think there's a deeper eternal pattern that's playing out that we miss when we just assume this is the role of men and this is the role of women. I think the eternal pattern that these stories are actually pointing back to is that of Christ in the church, where Christ is that conquering prince, willing to do whatever it takes, even to the point of death, to win his bride, his beauty, us, the church. And so, yes, there's a sense in which we are weak and we need his strength on our behalf. There's also a sense in which he's rescuing us, his beauty, because of his love, because of the work that he's deemed us for. And so he's willing to move heaven and earth for our behalf. And so that's not simply to highlight our weakness, but also to highlight his love for us. And so when we reverse that, I think we distort the gospel itself. So the gospel is Christ rescuing us, and we can't reverse that. We're not rescuing Christ. And so this Mary Sue trope that says that she can be just as strong as any man misses that relationship between Christ and the church, because it would suggest that we as a church can rescue ourselves, that we don't actually need Christ, and that's heresy. And so this rescuing the beauty theme is not about us as men and women, but about all of us in Christ. And so the question that remains is, are we willing to allow ourselves to be rescued by Christ, or will we play this Mary Sue trope and pretend that we don't need to be rescued, that we can do this on our own without Christ? God forbid. And so we should rejoice and be glad every time we see the beauty rescued in our stories, because it reminds us of what Christ did for us.